Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another horrific game. Tonight I'm joined once again by the fine folks at Brotherhood of the Dice and Infinite Monkey Tales as we take part in the next session of the Draconis Trilogy, an alien RPG created by Free League Games. Before I hand you over to our host, I'd just like to remind you to show support to our guest streamers by subscribing to their platforms and following their works. Links are in the chat and description. With that being said, I hand you over to the Game Mother.
You are the sons and daughters of great pioneers, the colonial farmers and miners who expanded the reach of this great American arm. Unlike your mothers and fathers, you now have the chance to do your part for the colonies. You will march into alien sunsets in the name of these united Americas. It is a march towards that which we have striven for nearly a century. Life and liberty among the stars. Earth salutes you. The eyes of the colonies are upon you. Their hopes and prayers make planetfall with you. In the company of our brothers in arms in the interstellar navies, armies, and aerospace forces, it is you that protects these great territories from invasive species. Your strength and resolve will bring about the elimination of the socialist tyranny over the oppressed peoples beyond the red line. You are the defenders of the stars themselves, and only you can guarantee security for ourselves on a free frontier. You are the United States Colonial Marines, and it is an honor to serve with you.
Hoo-ha!
God bless us all.
We may have accidentally started into Starship Troopers.
Would you like to know more?
I think you're muted, Phil.
Yeah. We can't hear you, Phil.
You can only talk in that voice now.
So much gusto that he broke his mic.
You're still muted, Phil.
Just
You definitely have muted.
You just re-muted yourself. You've muted your... Oh, you're talking about you've muted yourself?
There we go.
There we go.
We're back.
Voice mode. Breaking the immersion then. So that was General D. Vaughan to the USCMC graduating class of 2180.
Nice.
So tonight, of course, we are playing Destroyer of Worlds, the second scenario in the Draconis Strain trilogy, in which you each play a member of a crack squad of colonial marines. So before we get started, I think it is only proper that each of you introduce your characters in turn. So I'm looking at my display, so I'm going to go with Lee. If you can introduce, well, you're the captain as well, so it's only right that you should be the first.
Okay. So I am Captain Silver. I am this biggest badass around, and I lead the Sin Eaters, the 5th Colonial Marine Special Operations Regiment. This is a detachment of it, actually. I lead the detachment of it, which is Charlie Team. And we go in when everybody else cries off. Okay. Do you need to know a bit more about her?
You can divulge as much as you wish. You can keep back as much as you wish.
Okay. So she don't take any crap, but she's fair. She lives, eats, breathes, and bleeds the core and she believes in discipline, but she gets in there and she gets the job done.
Okay. And we'll go with Mark.
Yeah, I'm playing Private First Class Stanley Zmijewski, a rifleman with this little group, also secondary vehicle operator as well. I think he drives the APC. He's taciturn. He's a bit of a thug, and he doesn't like people very much. And he's not very good with authority, so this is going to be great.
Okay, and then we'll go with Colin, who is playing Mason, I believe.
So I am Gunnery Sergeant Mason, the CBRN specialist, all things chemical, nuclear, all that good stuff. On, like most of the kids here, I've seen action in the 64 Tyneston campaign. I've seen it all, been doused in blazing quintercetylene, been through radioactive rubble, looking for dirty bomb survivors, and just going through colonies and sterilizing the plague-ridden cesspits that they are. But nothing like seeing the metal mouth monster that killed my entire platoon at the Air Force Station. And I hope never to see anything like it again.
Okay. And Andy.
I'm Private First Class Dante in this chicken shit outfit with these fucking idiots. Yeah, who does like authority? Yeah, it's Majewski. Yeah, it's all bullshit. Yeah, I've seen someone. Me and Hammer do the heavy lifting. We get shit done. We get in there. We fuck shit up. We breach the doors. We take out the bad guys. We go on. We get tier medals. We're the fucking heroes of this outfit.
And finally, Mr. Flea.
A.W. Hammer, Nathaniel. I'm just here to kill shit, sir.
Excellent. Excellent. Right. So I should point out at this point, I'm not sure if it mentions it in the intro, but you're not all from the same squad. You've been pulled together from different squads.
Right.
So you've not necessarily you've got to know each other because you've been stationed in Fort
Nebraska.
Nebraska. How are we going to say Nebraska for some reason? Yeah. So you've all been stationed in Fort Nebraska. So you're aware of each other, but you've not necessarily been out in the field together.
Mm.
Okay. So without further ado, too many fronts, not enough grunts. Or that's how the saying goes. The United Americas Allied Command, UAAC, and the Colonial Marines maintain an uneasy peace as protesters and insurgents cause trouble amongst the colonies. This is true of the United Americas refining and refueling station on the frozen moon of Arrakis in the Kruger 60 system, with oil production and space elevator reaching into orbit from the ground. But the colony is in turmoil and decline. The 2180 Weyland-Yutani census catalogued 200,000 colonists on Arrakis. In the 3 years since then, all but 2,000 have abandoned the moon for greener pastures. Whilst the military needs of the US CMC are still being serviced, most of the colony is now little more than a ghost town. 1 week ago, the Union of Progressive Peoples, the UPP, annexed the nearby 61 Cygni system. All communication with the colony there on LV-038 was abruptly lost. In response, Allied Command assembled a fleet to take back 61 Cygni, using Fort Nebraska refueling station in the Kruger 60 system as a staging ground. And that's where you are. You expected to be passing through Nebraska on your way to war, but each of you Marines were pulled from your companies before they went FTL, leaving you stranded at the fort on the volatile colony moon, Arrakis. One of the largest oil producers in the colonies, Arrakis is also a hotbed of insurgency. With the UPP moving in on Kruger 60 next, the United Americas has decided to cut its losses and evacuate the colony. But as of this morning, that evacuation has been suspended. All civilian and military transports were grounded with no explanation given. With the insurgency problem, barely a skeleton crew of military personnel and nearly 2,200 divided colonists stuck moonside, it's only a matter of time before the situation blows up. Now, Major Hatfield from the infamous Sin Eaters has summoned you for a special moonside mission. Every Marine has heard of Hatfield, a real soldier who always puts duty first, and lost his arm as a result. His remaining left hand is always resting on the brass hilt of his antique US model 1852 Marine sword with its shark skin grip bound by gilt wire. His hand grips the hilt as he speaks. Okay, listen up. Everything you're about to hear is need to know, and no one else needs to know. Understood?
Sir, yes, sir.
You beat me to it.
As of 200 hours, a 4-man Marine squad went AWOL from this base with classified intelligence. Intelligence that in the wrong hands will mean life or death on the frontier. Intelligence that simply cannot fall into enemy hands. Command believes the AWOLs plan to make contact with the Moon's insurgents and defect to the UPP. We're looking for Wojcik, Carvello, Wright, and Reese. And at this point, he hands each of you like a personal, like a data pad with images of the AWOL soldiers.
Okay.
Which, this is Sergeant Emilio Wojcik, squad leader, Sin Eater, Special Ops, excels in both close combat and ranged combat. Born leader, loyal to her squad, she will do what it takes to keep them alive. Private First Class Isaac Cavello, rifleman and squad weapons specialist, Sin Eater Special Ops. Good academy scores across the board. As well as rifleman, he serves as the squad's backup technician and pilot. Lance Corporal Jamie Wright. Sin Eater Special Ops, exceptional marksmanship. Performance of Academy broke all previous records. Over 30 confirmed kills at extreme range on her last tour. Calm under pressure. And finally, Lance Corporal Wilby Reese. Combat technician, Sin Eater Special Ops, trained in counter-terrorism and hostage negotiation. Keeps the team on an even keel. These, ladies and gentlemen, are your targets and all the info we have on them. Everything else, of course, is classified. I want you to find these defectors for me, confirm their identities, as well as the identities of any other fucker they've passed information to, and bring them in. For the duration, you are Charlie Team. I will be coordinating from Fort Nebraska. All communication will go through me and me alone on a secure channel. We are thin on the ground and thin on leads, so start at the spaceport or that dive oblivion. Some asshole there has got to see them. Remember, there are insurgents out there, so stay alert. I see some looks. I know you've never worked together before, but I cherry-picked your asses because each of you, is the best at what you do. So get it done. And one last thing. Deadly force is authorized. Am I clear?
Sir,
Yes,
yes,
sir.
I know what you're thinking, and you need to forget that shit. These bastards are not Marines any longer. These are traitors, and they are shit yourself dangerous. Your orders are to bring them in alive, if you can. But if they present a clear and present threat, You goddamn shoot, and you shoot to fucking kill. I'll ask you again. Am I clear?
Sir, yes, sir.
I can't fucking hear you, soldiers.
Sir, yes,
sir. All right, on the ready line. Marines, fall in and move out.
Hut, 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 hut.
You
heard the
the
man.
Major. Get in line.
Oh, did we lose somebody?
Sorry about that. My power flickered. My power went off. I'm like,
Okay. So, you are given an M5 77 APC. It's a little battered, rusty, and it takes a few attempts for you to get it started. But when the engine finally roars to life, you roll up the ramp from the sub-level of Fort Nebraska, out into the yard, through the wall, and out into the streets of Ariacus.
This looks like a big ass town. I guess there's a about, right?
Right. So, radiating out from the central fort, the Ariacus colony sprawls over 16 kilometers. It's split into 4 districts. The settlement is composed of prefab buildings and cargo containers that have been repurposed, stacked, fitted together, and refinished into living accommodation. Most of the buildings are freestanding structures with streets running between them. Everything looks dirty, industrial, and lived in. The majority of the colony is a wreck after decades of neglect and then the evacuation orders, not to mention a growing active insurgency. Barricades, checkpoints, abandoned vehicles, evacuation staging areas are all around. Abandoned buildings and burnt out or looted. General debris and detritus and rubbish is everywhere, and everything blanketed in snow. So one thing of note as well is this is an oil colony. It was one of the most important on the frontier, and crisscrossing across the streets and across most buildings are a network of pipes which transport the oil, precious oil, from various locations to the refinery in the north of Ariacus. And with that, I'll turn it all over to you guys.
All right. Captain, what's your orders, Mom?
Okay. Right, so Mason. Is Mason here?
Mom?
We'll start heading towards the airport. We'll start heading towards the airport. Iona, take us that way. Hammer, you take the guns. Keep Frosty and alert. There could be insurgents hanging around. We don't want to strike over an IED. Iona, make sure you keep your eyes peeled. Mason, come over here a minute. I'll spark up a cig, which I don't smoke, but spark up a cig. Take a big inhale, and I'll, in a hushed voice, I'll lean a bit closer and say, "What's your thoughts?"
Cards, a lot of them. I don't know whether somebody's reaching out to pay them or what, but there's nothing happening here to justify treason. Did they have any personal profiles? Did you get any information of the in depth? Have they screwed up at home? It's a bit strange that the entire squad would just disappear like that. You can understand one or two individuals, but a formed squad, something fishy's went on.
I'll tell you something now. In all my time in the Corps, I've never seen anybody as veteran as them turn tail and run and do a dirty on us. Once you've been in the Corps that long, it doesn't happen.
Yeah, you can understand one or two individuals if they've screwed up at home or got massive debt that could be bought, but not this. So you wonder, what was their last posting?
Yeah.
Did something happen at their last posting? How did the insurgents get to them?
Well, we don't necessarily know that they have, but that's, I mean, with the situation as it is, we've got to assume that that's the case. Yeah, we've got to assume that. I mean, this is a built-up area, isn't it, Phil?
Yeah, the old place is like as you can see, it's just on the map, all the lines are like this network of roads and alleyways that run through, that crisscross through the entire colony.
Yeah, I don't like it. It stinks of a trap.
I mean, most of it is abandoned. There's only so there were 200,000. So there's less than 10% of it occupied now.
Yeah. But there's they've got the skilled veterans, in spec ops, and one's a sniper. This place is a total playground for them.
Yeah, we need to pull up short with the vehicle because this thing's a moving target.
Exactly. We have to be careful. We have to treat it like normal, but I don't give a shit what the major says. We'll follow orders, but if we possibly can bring them back, we're bringing them back, because first and foremost, they are Marines. You don't turn your back on the Corps. You don't turn your back on your own.
But we need to find out why,
because
this is under hush, sort of.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if it can happen to them, it can happen to any of us. We need to find out why and what the hell happened.
That's right. That's right. And it starts by tracking them down. At least if we get to the station, wherever they're going, we can lock it down. Use wherever we can to make sure if they haven't gone, then they're not going to go. We can take it from there.
We know nothing about this data that they have. This intel, no word on what it is or where they got it from.
Exactly. Yeah. So head towards the station. As we go, I'll call out to the Marines. I say, right, you dog faces. This is a hostile situation, but we're sat on a powder keg right now. We don't need to antagonize if we can help it. Keep your weapons ready, but don't have them obviously aimed, Look casual, but keep them unslung.
Okay, I shall just to interject at this point to remind everybody that during each act, you will receive a personal agenda, which is your character's personal objective, something they are striving to achieve during that act. And like Charity of the Gods, the scenario split into 3 acts. So at the beginning of each act, you will receive a new personal agenda which supersedes the previous one. Some of them may build on the previous one, some of them may completely overwrite them. But there are also in Destroyer of Worlds, there are also extra agendas which are called story cards, which are similar to personal agendas, but they are triggered by certain events that might occur. But they, other than that, if you receive a story card, it will give you an objective. Now, I should stress that the information on your agenda and story cards are not to be made common knowledge. They are not to be shared with your fellow Marines without good reason. And if you think you have good reason, I want you to discuss it with me first. But normally, I would say 99% of the time, that is not going to be the case. Also, the description, part of the description in the intro was perhaps sparse a little bit of information. So the briefing officer mentioned Oblivion, which was referring to the Oblivion Bar, which is in the South District.
Gathered that.
Yeah. So just if the case that wasn't clear.
Yeah. No, as I mentioned to Mason, I'm intending on taking us to. He mentioned some kind of port or something, didn't he?
A spaceport.
A spaceport. We're aiming to go there to lock that down and get some intel to make sure that they're not getting out.
So the spaceport is obviously where all ships, inbound spaceships come and land. It's whereas Fort Nebraska is where the space elevator is. So from Fort Nebraska, there's this huge cable that ascends to the orbital station. The cable itself is about 20 meters across, and it is what does it call them? They are climber cars that ascend this cable into this station in orbit and of course transporting things back and forth. So it takes a climber car an entire shift to make the journey one way. So about 6 hours of it slowly climbing this cable. So as you set off, looking up to the skies, to the dark skies, because here on Ariacus, there is never any true daylight. The planet constantly, or rather the moon constantly sits in the shadow of the planet that it orbits, always under the eye of Oblivion, which is a enormous storm that's like geostationary storm that sits on the planets, on the parent planet's surface. So the Ariacus is just constantly in a state of twilight, battered by winds and freezing temperatures. So to be outside is for short periods of time is okay as long as you got sensible clothing on. But the temperatures can drop as low as minus 20, and that's if the weather doesn't turn bad.
Lovely.
So looking overhead in this, the sky is pretty clear. You can see the stars overhead, and you can see the sky is dominated by the planet. And you can see the streaks of light as the assembled strike force leaves orbit bound for LV-038, truly leaving you behind on Ariacus. So as the AP, who's driving the APC?
Hammer.
Okay, so I should also point out.
I thought I was in the turret.
No, Hammer's in the turret. It's
is it Mason?
No. It's Iona.
Iona. So Iona's Iona's one of the NPCs. So there are a couple of NPCs that are with you, which I should point out. So there is Iona, Sergeant Iona. She is a rifleman, or rather, he is a rifleman, and he's mainly in charge of driving the APC.
Yeah.
There's also Chaplain, Warrant Officer Chaplain, who is a Bishop Series synthetic.
All right.
So this is Chaplain,
Right. Okay.
and this is Iona. Oops. Pop that,
Yeah.
So Chaplain is a combat technician and hospital corpsman. So he's trained in combat, but he very, very, very rarely carries a rifle.
He's not allowed to engage in combat, is he? Because of his programming.
Yeah.
Unless it's against something not human.
So no, but he usually carries a rifle just of like protocol. Just it makes him look less like a target.
Well, you've got to maintain discipline. That's that's part of it. You can't have a rifle squad with one man without a rifle. Where's it end?
But yeah, he's openly an android. He's openly an android. He's not like a hidden android.
Yeah.
Some of you have worked with him before, are familiar with him, and he goes by the nickname of Charlie Chaplin, to the point that he does carry a set of stick-on false moustaches, which he uses to in a rather deadpan manner to amuse the rest of the squad from time to time, or at least those that are familiar with him. So his programming does allow him to use his weapon to defend lives, but he will never use it in an aggressive manner. He will never initiate combat, and he very rarely actually does use it.
Right.
Those of you that know Chaplin, so
I do. I fucking hate the guy.
Yeah. No, I think who else? I think there's somebody else who knows Chaplin.
I can't
Oh, I
stand
do. Yes.
statistics.
I don't know.
Chaplin's.
It'll be on your rival or threat or like ally thing. Yeah. So
Chaplin's a good dude.
yeah. So those that know him, that are familiar with him, served with him before, you notice that. Chaplin's quite a quiet, deadpan kind of character, anyway. But he has been unusually quiet since you were drafted into this like last minute squad, into Charlie squad.
Okay.
Obviously, that's to those who don't know him. That's not as apparent.
I don't think I know him.
No. Right. I'll go over to him and like, everything all right, buddy?
He kind of looks. He says, Mason, is everything all right? Everything.
Not the best mission we've been given, but needs must. We do. We'll have to. You've been quieter than usual lately. What's in your mind?
Nothing. And he walks off. Well, he sort of gets up most to another part of the compound.
There's not very far to go in this.
So regarding the APC as well, if you happen to look on the Actors tab, you will see that there is your assigned M577 APC, which if you left click on it, it will bring up a description of it, including the hull, speed rating, armor rating, maneuverability, also an inventory, tells you what's equipped, and also the crew, where you can assign people roles. They have been assigned as a default, but Captain Silver, you can reassign them as you wish. There's a little drop-down menu for each position.
I'm with you.
Yeah. Okay.
Now,
we're going to fire the pulse gun. We're going to fire the pulse gun.
for
what I
now
always
we're
want.
all right. Hammer's
That was my
keeping a look on the
biggest
gunners.
disappointment in the Aliens movie that they never fired that thing.
We'll test it on first civilian that runs out in front of us.
I know. I'm surprised there's a Gatling gun on it as well. Like,
Two up front.
obviously front
Two
bit,
on the
yeah.
nose turret. I'm keeping this turret spinning. I'm keeping an eye out as we're going funneling
Yeah,
along.
definitely. So as we're driving, I'll say, right, listen up. Is there anybody in this squad that doesn't know me?
I just look and just like totally stunned at like the bullshit I'm hearing.
Maybe you ladies didn't hear me. I'll phrase it another way. Is any of you cheese dicks a bunch of greeners, or are we full of badass devil dogs on this mission? I want to know if you've been in heat.
You heard the captain signed off.
Oh,
Well, the captain wants to know if I've been on heat.
are you planning on getting me pregnant?
Well,
They wonder why
I'm not going to lie.
You're not going to lie. You are going to get me pregnant. Oh, Jesus. Oh,
I'm not going to lie. Some of you do look like a bunch of bitches. So come on, sound off.
Last campaign.
Oh,
Last campaign. Thank you, Gunnery Sergeant. I must have got the retard section. All the rejects.
So Hammer is the only one who you've served with before. Oh, Hammer and Iona.
Well, that's why I've got them on guns and I've got them driving.
Yep.
yeah.
Okay, after that amazing response,
I'm demanding an answer. Like, I'm going to start bawling and stuff if you're not going to answer me.
Well, looks
I
like we've
don't
got
understand the question.
When was your last combat campaign?
Oh,
The one before here.
yeah, same.
Okay. Mason.
How about yours, Captain?
Captain, you've probably never seen any, to be honest. So you're probably straight out of prep school or some shit like that. So, you've probably been playing with water pistols and Nerf guns. So, yeah, just leave the real fighting to the real ones in this APC. And when we get where we're going, give me a knock. I can't be listening to this shit anymore.
I'll give you a knock, all right. I'm about to throw you out of this fucking APC. I cannot believe what I'm hearing. You're actually contesting a superior officer on their valor and their service to our goddamn Marine Corps and the goddamn United States colonies. Am I actually hearing that right? Or do you maybe want to retract that and still get away?
Yeah, you're probably hearing that right. I'm out of this outfit once I'm done here anyway, so...
So Captain Silvio, yeah, you've seen the backgrounds, papers, and reports on the people that are now serving on you, and Dante is indeed, in fact, part of the reason for his disgruntled demeanor is probably due to the fact that he was due to have finished his tour. He was due to leave the Corps with an honourable discharge.
Mm-hmm.
But then this happened.
Okay. Well, I'll kind of sigh, looked at floor, stub my cig out, get another one out, start lighting it. I'll say, you better listen up, Grunt. If you want out of this place and you don't want to end up in the arsehole of the universe cleaning latrines
We're already here.
9 day, you better start shaping up and you better start getting in line because this shit doesn't fly with me. You follow fucking orders like a Marine.
Like
Otherwise,
I said,
we're going to have a serious problem.
Like I said, just tell me when we get there, and then we'll do some work.
Yeah, I'll not say any more on that one, because otherwise we'll be here all night.
Okay, so as you're heading through the streets, there's a sudden clatter of clattering and sound of smashing glass against the side of the APC, and glancing out the viewports to the side, you see a number of locals, unidentifiable due to the heavy outdoor clothing they're wearing, the hats and scarves, but just appear out of one of the side alleyways, hurling insults, bricks, and other debris just at the APC as it goes past. Before
Hostile spotted, sir. Permission to open fire.
Denied. I thought we were role playing, Phil. This is this is real life.
Before they disappear back into the shadows of the nearby alleyways.
Right. So they were just throwing bricks and stuff like that.
Yeah. Just disgruntled colonists.
Yeah. Keep it tight, but keep frosty.
Yeah. Well, okay. What's the plan when we get there, Captain? We asking the locals if they've seen any traitors. What's the plan? Any idea?
No. The plan, as far as I understand it, is that we've got fuck all intel, and we need to get that. So, part one is finding who's in charge, getting the logs, and analysing that, as well as securing all avenues off and investigating the transports that's there. Maybe they're in there already trying to get away. We have to assume if they've got classified intelligence, they must be somewhere. And at least if we lock that down, at least we can know that they're not going anywhere. Although I'll be honest with you, soldiers, this is a sniper's playground right now. They could be anywhere in this city.
Wouldn't they just be laying low, waiting for the UPP to come and invade?
Absolutely,
and that's what I do.
Soldier. Absolutely, which is why we've got to mark this off first.
Well, it looks like the UPP's arrival, put in those terms, is going to be delayed. Hence the heavy fucking fleet that's about to go and wipe their from this space of existence.
Mm-hmm.
We can't keep the colonists in orbit forever, so they're going to come back. So any Marines hiding are going to get flushed out pretty quickly. So I bet their plan will be to get off world. It's the only option really to have. To stay here, they've nobody to sell their intel to. And even if they do meet an agent here, where they're going to go?
The Major did say that they're looking at a rendezvous, but we don't know where that is. But yeah, it seems to make sense to me that the first port of call is the station to lock it down, just to make sure that they can't, even if that is the plan.
It would make sense if we're trying to make use of the evac order and sneak out with the refugees. Now, even though it's an evac order, the port will have ID verification. They were not reported AWOL until I'll give the time. So they've already left. There could have been on board a liner of some sort, legitimately, before the AWOL order went out. The only thing that's kept them here on planet is the fact that the evacuation has been cancelled.
Yeah.
And the counteroffensive has been launched. So that will have screwed up their plans no end.
Nothing's getting off this planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's
even is.
they will not have been expecting that. If they've already boarded the liner, then they're fishing a barrel.
Absolutely. And the only
If
way
not-
we can really find that out is by looking at the records from who's boarded.
Yeah. If not, then we're a bit of a needle in the haystack situation, but we're all up to it.
Yeah.
It's been worse.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, Phil. So, yeah, we're heading.
Okay, so you finally pull up as you pull to a stop as you approach the spaceport. So the spaceport is protected or surrounded, however you want to look at it, by a 5-meter storm wall to the south, and the colony's spaceport lies on the edge of the South District. So security forces are milling around the front gate. It looks like the spaceport has already been locked down.
Okay.
Outside the gates, the perimeter fence's sliding gate is guarded by a sergeant-led 4 Marine security squad with an M40E Ridgeway heavy tank sitting nearby.
Nice.
Let's see. I can show you what that. Oops, I can show you what that tank looks like if you wish.
Yeah.
So we don't want to go in by the civilian entrance to the spaceport.
This is the only entrance.
There's only one entrance, right? So it's not like a regular airport then that you have the passenger sort of entrance and then the
No,
airside.
no. So the whole thing is surrounded by, like I said, this huge stone wall on the south side, and then perimeter fence, which you can see this perimeter fence around the north side. So it's completely sealed off. The only way in and out is through the gate or up, unless you wanted to climb either the wall.
That seems a bit like hard work.
Yes. So
A perfectly good vehicle, a perfectly good gate, and a perfectly good road.
What is it? 4. That's
Yeah.
oh, so
Actually, we'll not look. There's plenty of security and Marines about. We'll not look out of place then. Rolling up.
So this is a USCMC M40E Ridgeway heavy tank.
Nice.
Ooh, nice bit of kit.
Yeah.
That is shiny.
Is it tracked or is it?
It is, yeah, it's got trapped yet.
Yeah.
So
I
as
guess-
you, sorry, go on.
Sorry. So anybody that has been coming in here, they've been getting ID checked. Is that right?
Yeah, they must.
You would assume
Will,
so.
would that be-
You would assume
we know
so.
where that would have occurred.
Probably on the
Would that
gate.
have been
like
on the main
yeah,
gate.
Yeah.
That's where the Marines are. They.
Yes.
There'll be a data log. I take it there's
So that's here. So you can see this. This is a tank, and these are the Marines. So there's some Marines on the outside, on the exterior of the gate, and there's some Marines on the interior of the gate as well.
there'll be passenger logs, obviously, for the flights.
So as the APC comes to a halt, one of the Marines approaches the driver's side and bangs on the side with the butt of his rifle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Order Ion. Well,
They can't just wind down a window, can
No, they'd be.
There's a ramp at the back. It's on the side, isn't it?
Yeah.
They've got the door.
Yeah.
I'll swing the door open.
Someone's gonna have
Yeah.
to go out.
There's like a sliding door as well. There's a ramp at the
Yeah.
back, and there's like a sliding door on the side.
Yeah, on the side. I'll pull that door open after the Marine bangs on the door. I
Right.
just stare at him.
Yeah.
Right, he walks over and it's like pulls a pack of cigarettes from the band on his helmet and
Yeah.
tries to searching through, trying to. He says, "You got a light?" Searching through, trying to find one or a cigarette that's not like just damp and just totally sodden.
What's his rank?
Maybe
He's just a like standard rifleman, just a grunt.
private. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm guessing that factory.
How many Marines are there here for?
And all that.
There are so there's the tank and there's 4 Marines. Some two outside the gates, 2 inside the gates.
How
Okay.
many Marines are in the group we're looking for?
4, isn't there?
Do these people look like them? Probably
Does the
not.
No,
tank
they
does
do
the
not,
tank
no.
look like this man?
That would be right. Let me deflect so I can just go and stag on unofficially. Yeah, that'd be
If we
fun.
beat these guys hard enough, they might look like that.
They might
That's it.
beat them hard enough.
So go to the doorway of the side hatch then, so he can plainly see us.
Okay, right.
now-
So when you appear at the door, we kind of straightens up and says, "Captain, can I be
So-
assistance, sir?"
I'll say at ease, soldier. Hand him a smoke.
Okay, right. He thankfully takes one and
Yeah.
stuffs
light
his,
it.
stuffs
You
his
know,
sod-
I'll
his
get
sodden packet
I'll
and
get-
inside his jacket.
I'll flip out a lighter and offer to light it for him. And as we're doing that, I'll say, "What unit is this?"
We're Alpha unit, sir. We're being deployed. We've been deployed to ensure the lockdown, the spaceport. The rest of the units inside.
Okay, who's the commanding officer?
That'd be Commanding Officer Durleth.
Dirk.
Sergeant. Got Sergeant Moore here.
Okay, have you seen any action? Anybody been coming around lately? Militant?
We had a few incidents with colonists trying to scale the fences before the lockdown, trying to get to the transports, trying to get off Moon. Well,
Okay.
we've got all the colonists. We've got all the colonists secured in Hangar 1 now.
And do you know Sergeant Wojcik? Have you heard the skinny?
No, sir, I'm not familiar.
Does he look like he's telling the truth?
Well, that would be, I would guess, would be a empathy check.
Correct. Let's have a look. See if I can remember how to do this. So you go
So
to
you
your
just click
skill.
on empathy. Just click on the word empathy because it's a thing rather than a skill.
It's a roll then.
Yep.
Fail.
I would say pushing rolls at this point is
Fail. Not worth it.
No. So no.
Okay.
Well, it's if you want to start
Right.
early, it's going to end badly.
The battle of the spaceport.
So
I'm not planning on living anyway. Who's going to live forever in this game? Okay. I'll just say, are you going to let us through then, soldier?
it says, have you papers? I presume you've papers, sir, for not to be disrespectful, but I have my orders.
I'm guessing we don't
Yeah.
have papers.
No, we'd have been given.
Yeah,
access.
you've got clearance from so your orders come from the top from Colonel Meyer.
Colonel what?
Colonel
Okay.
Meyer, who runs the fort, he's in charge. He's a senior officer at Fort Nebraska.
Okay, I'll pass it on to Mason then. I'll say Mason, and just Mason, and kind of like nod towards
On a
him.
boss. Do you want me to go speak to the guard commander?
Yeah, I want to get us inside and see where they want us to best deploy for now.
Roger. I'll speak to the guard commander.
Okay, so as you
Dante, with me.
Inside.
Get this.
So as you get out, Chaplain, without a word, Chaplain kind of climbs out the APC and walks around, kind of stretching his legs, looking about, just staring into the like driving wind.
Right. Okay.
What's his fucking problem?
I sort of tapping. Right, Chaplain, you're starting to really concern me. What is going on?
Nothing, Mason. I just got a bad feeling about this one.
Yeah, it's not a good situation, so I don't need one of my best people freaking out on me.
Yeah. What do you need, Mason? And it kind of looks like he snaps, kind of snaps to it.
Right, I need access to the inventory, search, see if I can get a facial recognition or name recognition on our AWOLs. It's possible they've tried to board legitimately before the lockdown happened and got away. I need to find out if they've actually come through officially. They might be using fake IDs. I don't know if they've managed to get that together, so I need the facial recognition as well. See if you can tap into the security cameras in Hangar 1 and give his eyes on, because we don't want to go searching through a bunch of colonists, especially when they're at edgy. They'll just play our hand away. So get into the cameras as well. Give me eyes on, patch it into the APC so we can see who's who and what's what in Hangar 1.
So, Captain Silver, you have got a data pad with the the mission briefing and the likenesses of the AWOLs. So, Chaplain says, "Do you want me to speak to the sergeant on the gate so we can get inside first? That might be."
Well, I'm going to do that. I'm bouncing out.
Oh,
so Chaplain can come with me because he can use the guard hut. They'll have the cameras.
There's no guard hut. There's no external building. It's just they're just being stationed to they are lit. That's it. They're guarding the gate. There's no actual building or sort of a checkpoint at the gate. There's no actual structure that serves as a checkpoint.
So I'll check them out. Where's your commander? Where's your command station here? Where's your Overwatch?
So the sergeant kind of looks at your looks you up and says, "Mason, is it?"
Got him, Mason? Yes. How do you secure facility aside? No cameras?
Says, "I couldn't answer that, Mason. I've just been stationed. The commander just stationed me on the gate. Everything. You probably need to be in the control tower or maybe the hangar. We got the monogam. Yeah, the monogam. We got the monogam locked down on the landing pad A. Not that it's looks like that's going anywhere."
Right. I don't want to go into Hangar 1. There's people we're looking for. I don't want to spook them.
You're looking for people?
Well, you know what the situation is here. Obviously, we don't want to start upsetting the colonists as well.
Yeah, there's.
I need eyes on Hangar 1 without going inside.
Tensions are about. Do you know anything about why the evacuation was put on hold, Mason?
That's way above my pay grade. We were meant to be heading here. Now we're doing what we have to do. I'm sure you understand.
That's what the last bootnik said.
Well, Sergeant, you understand. Orders come from above. We do our bits. The last thing we want to do is trip each other out and counteract against each other. That's why we have a chain of command and orders.
He nods and gives a hand signal. Says, "Let him through."
Shout to Captain. Control tower be best first, sir.
Copy that. Iona, take us towards the control tower.
Copy that, Captain.
Take it on, bounce it back in the APC. It's not walking distance, no.
Yeah.
No. You could walk, but it's a very cold and it's quite a way. Yeah, be quicker
No. Yeah,
quicker.
Just bumbling into hangar 1, weapons drawn, poking, telling everybody to lift their head would not be a good idea. That's how you start rats and stuff.
Yeah.
So
as we're driving down, I'll pass the data pad around. I'll say, take a good look at I want everybody to take a good look at the faces. If we happen to see them hanging around, who knows? They could be in this monogram. Yeah, we just need to be clear on who we're looking for.
Oh, there are people on the monogram, yeah? They're just sat there waiting for clearance when it eventually might come.
Okay, so you all recognise the monogram. It's because it's a US CSS ship. It's a medical frigate that it was mainly tasked with evacuating the colonies and the last of the Marines from the planet. It's a huge frigate. There's got more than enough room to easily accommodate everybody who's left on in the colony.
Yeah.
As you drive down the main road, you can see the frigate is it's sitting on the tarmac. It's you can see the locking clamps on its landing gear, and it is guarded by at least by a dozen or more Marines.
Do you really think they're going to be on there, Captain?
I know. How many people on there right now?
Honestly, no. I don't think they're going to be on that.
Everyone knows. Everyone knows who these people are. You know, they know they're going to be wanted. They're going to be looking out for them. Do you really think they're going to come here? That's like pretty heavily guarded.
No.
The order only went out. Don't forget these.
We've got 0 leads. Maybe some of these.
I know. Hey, if I were in their boat, I know where I'd be going. It'd be straight to that bar. I'd be drinking my way off this rock.
If I was going somewhere where I didn't want to be found, I'd be out at the oil wells.
If you've got Black Ops files, I would say that you want to get off this rock as soon as you can.
Yeah, but they ain't getting off this rock. No one's getting off this rock.
Yeah, that was only recently.
I agree.
Well, if they've gone, we ain't got to. Well, I mean, you can look at this 2 ways. We can either spend this day running around chasing shadows. You know, if they've gone, we ain't ever going to find them. But they won't have gone off. They won't have gone off this rock.
Well, Dante, maybe you want to start patrolling the city, block by block, on foot.
Well, I'd have got, like I said. I mean, I know where I'd have gone. I'd be getting me. You know, where would you go? If you're staying out of the way, the town's a shithole, most things are shut up. Where's the obvious choice? You're going to come to a lockdown spaceport that realistically on foot they're never going to get into?
No, I don't know they travelled on foot.
Well, where's the
These
vehicle?
are resourceful people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'd be asking people who are probably in the know, probably aren't Marines.
Do we know anything about this bar, Phil?
So it's quite kind of a seedy place. It's the only bar that's or any kind of like social place that's open in the colony, left open. It's run by a synthetic who the rumor says she's an ex-pleasure model. But yeah, it's a seedy, noisy, smoky hangout where almost
It'd be pretty
everybody
busy. It'd be pretty
gravitates.
busy because it's the only place that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the only place that's not boarded up.
Yeah.
Bar, is that inside the airport perimeter?
No.
No.
It's north of it.
I can just see the nice things that the colonists are going to say when a bunch of fully armed Marines walk through the door.
Which is why we're not walking through the door, which is why we're trying to get cameras.
You don't have to walk through. We don't have to go in. You don't have to go in heavily armed.
Well, it's just true. We can go through the wall.
Well, you can just walk in the front door and not go in fully armed.
First stop is control tower. We've got to report to the commanding officer and let him know that we're here.
Okay.
And then not the bishop can work his magic.
Yep.
Okay. So is that where you're heading? You're getting out the APC and heading to the control tower? Is everybody going? Is everybody going there, or?
Yeah. We will keep Iona in the APC.
Okay. Good call. Right, yeah.
I'm just having a look at things. Yeah.
Do you want me to strap on my 56?
You asking if you want me to?
I'm asking if you want me to take my smart gun, sir.
Hammer, you need to take that shit.
Have you got sidearm?
He feels naked without it.
Hammer, take that smart gun. I've never known you go anywhere without that smart gun.
I'm just thinking if anything happens to the APC, sir, we don't want to leave too many of our weapons in it.
Good point. Yes, we are. First and foremost, we're Marines.
Because
you're right.
If those guys we're looking for are in Hangar 1, who says they aren't armed and who says they don't have anti-tank weapons?
Yes. As I said before on our way here, if there's civilians around, don't have your weapons aggressively used. Keep them unslung and ready, but don't antagonize people with them. Yeah.
Hammer climbs out of the turret, shrugs himself into his smart gun, puts it into the back position, and says, "Let's go, Sarah Jane."
Hell yeah!
I love it.
Okay, so you step out of the APC, bracing yourself against the cold and the wind. There's like snow is blowing in drifts. And make your way past Hangar 1.
Yeah.
There's a couple of Marines sort of trying to shelter in what little there is, like, you know, sort of respite from the wind by the closed hangar doors of Hangar 1. And the control tower sits between both hangars. So you can see the Monaghan more clearly. So it's all dark. The engines, you can see the heat. You can still see the heat haze from the engines that are still cooling off. But the ship is completely dark and locked up tight. And like I say, there's a contingent of must be about a dozen Marines shuffling with their heads hunkered to their heads, like between the shoulders, like, you know, ducked down between the shoulders, shuffling around its perimeter. And there's maybe another 4 Marines stationed outside Hangar 2, as well as another APC.
Okay.
So in front of as you approach the control tower, you see there's just a single Marine sort of sheltering in the doorway. As he
Of the
sees you,
control tower.
yeah. As he sees you approach, he kind of straightens up, and you can see him peering. Obviously, can't make out who you are.
Yeah.
We can recognise the your colonial marine uniforms and your equipment, but it's not until you're almost on top of him that he kind of like suddenly stands to attention. Says, "Yes, sir, Captain, sir."
So before we get to that bit, then, as we're walking across the tarmac towards that thing, I'll not, as we're continually walking, I'm not following anybody in or like that. I'll just kind of like glance back. I can't ignite a cig because it's too windy and that. As we're walking, plowing through wind and snow, I'll just look back and I'll say, Sergeant Mason, take the boys, see what you can find out with these Marines. I'll report to the commanding officer and we'll stay on comlink.
Roger. So I'm gonna.
Guys know anything about these broken arrows? And for God's sake, Dante, don't start a fight.
As if.
So if I go around, I'm gonna. Well, who we got? Dante and Hammer. I'll take them with me. You take Parrot. What's your name?
Smijewski.
Smijewski. Smijewski goes with the captain.
Dante.
And take captain. If you take Chaplain with you to plug into security cameras.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll do that, Phil. So basically the privates and the sergeant will be outside mingling with these Marines.
Okay.
And I'll go to the control tower commanding officer, yeah?
Yeah.
So you said the guys in the doorway, didn't you? But if you want to focus on them first, that's fine.
Yeah, we'll do them. We'll do the guys. We'll do Mason and his guys first. So where are you heading, Mason? And
I'm going to head towards.
Hammer?
Basically, what I want to do is there an outside access into the hangar one, not the main door. I think that's the main door entrance. Yeah.
Yeah. So main door. Yeah. There's probably a small side entrance.
With the hangar, there's bound to be like a fire escape heading up. There's a second level. Ramp-wise, usually around these things, isn't there?
There is a small side. There is a small side door, but it's at ground level.
Ideally, I want to get people up in an elevated position. See if we can get eyes on. I want to look at the crowd, but I don't want to go into the crowd.
Yeah, I mean, I take it the hangars are just a single story, albeit really high, right?
Yeah.
So there's no catwalk on the inside.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's usually like a catwalk.
Yeah.
Well, there might be a catwalk inside, but there's no exterior entrance.
You're gonna have to go inside and up the stairs to get the catwalk. I guess. Right. Okay. Yeah.
Right.
But you got two options. You can go in. There's a main hangar. Obviously, the whole front of the hangar will open up if needed, and then you got a small side door to the same side the control tower's on. And it's exactly the same with hangar 2. Hangar 2's probably slightly bigger.
Are both hangars? Do they both have colonists in, or is it just?
You don't know. So they only said the guy at the Marine on the gate said hangar 1.
Okay, but all the Marines are hanging around outside hangar 2.
Yeah.
But we want to peek inside hangar 1. Question.
So there are 2 Marines outside the main doors of hangar 1.
Let's walk over to hangar 2 and talk to the Marines first. Like I said, I'm not gonna just barge in or stand talking, because the minute you start doing that, if someone's keeping it, there'll be somebody dicking the door. And if you see us arriving talking and showing pictures, showing data pads and making motions inside, that's going to tip them off if they are there.
Was that a question as as Hammer, or was that a question as a player?
I was just wondering, being the fact we have cameras on our helmets, couldn't we just open the door of a sliver and point the camera around it to see what's in Hangar 1?
That's why I want somebody to get up on the catwalk and use the camera that way.
It's fucking freezing out here. I'll go in.
Hammer doesn't ask many questions. He's just here to kill people.
I like your style.
So I'm not gonna. I can't pronounce your character's name.
Fugitives, is it?
Majeski.
Majeski. Right. Yeah. Use the side door. Just take your way up the stairs to the hangar, and just discreetly use your camera, and let's get eyes on the colonists inside. Feed it to the APC.
Okay, so the side door's locked.
Do you want me to open
Pull
that
out a
for you?
service pistol.
We're not got one of them wee cutting torches.
Yeah.
Hey, why don't we just get one of those giants to open the fucking thing?
Do you know what? That's the less people we involve in this, the better. Just cut the lock quietly, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be if we don't want to attract people to it? Wouldn't it be better to pry it rather than use something that emits a lot of light?
They're not going to see much light out here when we're burning the outside.
I whip the cutting torch out and I start cutting it. Then
Okay.
Just the lock. The lock's up.
well, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You're sitting there with a crowbar. It's going to go, and people are going to be looking as we're spending 20 minutes.
It echoes around inside there.
I wonder who's coming in the side door. So just quietly pop the lock.
Yeah, okay. So I've already. While they're talking about it, I'll cut.
Okay, so just cut down the side, severing, cutting through the lock. Let me see if there's any. Okay. So you cut the lock and pop the door open, and are greeted by two riflemen approaching the door. They've got the rifles up and ready. Just hold it. Stand down.
Don't worry about it. I'm just doing some DIY.
Hey, you fucking stand down.
Just, what the fuck? Why don't you just come in through the hangar doors?
Hey, ask these fucking idiots.
Let them come outside.
Okay, so through the door you do get a glimpse. There's like a glimpse of quite a large group of people milling around. There's a wave of heat comes out through the door as well. And you can, like I say, you can see below must be hundreds of people crammed in close quarters. And there's quite even above the wind, you can hear the sort of angry, disgruntled voices of the people inside. You can sort of around the perimeter of these people, you can see maybe another 5 or 6 Marines. Just a little way back from the door, there is a sergeant who's clearly sent these Marines over to find out who was cutting the way through the side door of the hangar.
I guess you can explain that, Sarge. I'm going to walk in.
Yeah, I'm just cutting the lock. I'm here to keep warm.
Yeah. I'm looking around for.
While they're getting excited, that'd be
there's like a walkway that rings. They're like just like around the perimeter.
Yeah, I want to try and get up onto that.
Right, as you head towards the stairs, there's like sergeant sort of puts it like holds a hand up and like
I start
pushing. Rest a hand on your chest. Hold it right there, Marine. What the hell's going on?
Hang on, Dante. I said repair the thing, not break it.
Hey, missurging the wind.
Just if he doesn't go there, I'm going to put a bill in. Fucking, I said repair it. No, what did you do? You put that on the cut?
I must have had it on the wrong setting. It's a new piece of kit.
Sergeant, what's going on here? Who are these clowns? You're not on this detail.
Sorry, repairs went wrong here. Fucking can't get the squads these days. The whole team's been taken off me, and I've got these muppets.
Can I slip past this guy while he's engaged with Mason?
Yeah, we were meant to go and make the noise, and you slipped past us. You went.
Yeah, that's my.
You can make a mobility check then, see if you can like kind of slip past
Right.
anything.
Okay.
How many times? And then I start making a thing with it. How many times do you need to be shown? And I start, swiping the thing and making a whole thing about it.
What's the other sergeant doing?
So it's like
I hope they're coming over.
So yeah, the sergeant's coming and says you're not on this detail. What the fuck is going on? I want to see where's your commanding officer? Where's your papers?
Just right out here.
And he turns back to it says, Marine! Get Mayors on the horn.
Well, good thing our captain's talking to him right now. Is he going to step outside or what?
Says you stand where you are, Sergeant. Your men stand there. Where's
what is this bullshit?
Suddenly turns to one of his other Marines, shouts back to him, Marine, get that man from down off there.
Look, I looked to the sergeant. Look, this chicken shit outfit I'm in. They're looking for some runaways, ex-marines. I don't know why we're bouncing around here like they think they're going to be hidden. Look, this is what we're here for. Yeah. Have you got anyone in there who's not civilian?
What the fuck?
Jesus.
I butt stroked Dante with the fucking rifle, but they're right in the head.
No can do, unfortunately.
Okay, so Zim, I'm gonna go with Zim. Yeah, you the Marine comes running up the steps, chasing you.
Mm. Yeah, I'm just leaning on the railing, making sure that the camera is getting a good view, like I was asked. Yeah, I'm going to ignore him.
Okay, when you ignore him, he like brings his rifle up and says, down the stairs now. The sergeant wants you down there.
The view's better up here.
So get a fuck. So he like flicks the safety off.
That's what it's come to, has it?
Captain, couple of thick jarheads here giving his baller. I hope you're talking to the commander. Over.
Okay, so Captain, you reach the control tower.
Yeah.
Probably before they start putting through the door.
Yeah, rewind time a bit. Yeah.
So there's a lone Marine sheltering in the doorway, and as you get closer, close enough for he suddenly straightens up and snaps a salute. Captain, how can I be assisted, Captain?
Is it Mayor, the commanding officer? Yeah.
Mayor's the commanding. He's the superior officer that's in charge of Fort Nebraska. So he's the top brass.
Ah, right. Who did the guy at the gate say?
Well, he said Durleth.
Sergeant Durleth, wasn't it?
Yeah. Captain Durleth.
Is Captain Durleth there? Inside?
Yes, sir. He's in the control tower, sir. You want me to call the lift, sir?
That'd be most gracious.
Right, and he turns around and like stabs the button in the doorway, concealed in the doorway, that you can hear the machinery of the lift. And just a moment later, the doors slide open, and the Marine steps to one side.
Getting the lift go up.
Okay, so who have you got with you again?
Myself and Chaplain.
Okay. Okay, so this control tower is 3 stories tall.
Yeah.
And the lift runs all the way from the ground floor to the control room at the top of the tower. So as you get up, as the doors open into the control room, there's like you hear the buzz and the hum of the computers, the like communication panels, all the computer readouts, weather station, flight control, and there's Captain Derleth is kind of stood at the staring out at the viewing windows, chewing on the stub of a unlit cigar.
Okay, I'll remove my helmet, comb my hair, just rest my helmet under me. I'll walk in. I'll say, Captain Derleth, sir.
Right, he turns round and offers a kind of kind of quite a casual salute. And
Yeah, do the
says,
same again. Walk to him.
says, Captain, I was informed of another detachment.
No, that's right. We're not here officially.
You're not here officially.
We've been assigned orders by Major
Colonel
Mayers.
Warwick Colonel Mayers that gave us the mission.
So that's who the mission's come down from. Yeah, that's who's put your squad together. It was just like a drill sergeant, one of the drill sergeants that give you the briefing.
Right. Got orders from Colonel Mayers. We're here looking for 4 Marines that went AWOL. You wouldn't happen to know anything about it, would you?
Okay, so while you're talking, Chaplin kind of just doesn't really say anything. He just walks over to the like panels of consoles and monitors and starts looking. The Captain Derleth kind of looks over and watches him for a moment, then before turning back to him, says, looks at the data pad and says, I'm not sure.
Okay. We believe they have their AWOL is somewhere around here. If they're not trying to get off the planet, they're somewhere else, and we need your authorization to go onto the manhunt and access the records to make sure that they're not trying to leave via this route.
Can
we count on your
this one? You see, like suddenly taps one of the portraits on the data pad. This one here, and he like points out right.
He points out one of the people.
Oh, say again.
He points out one of the people.
Yeah, he points out right.
Sniper, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, the marksman. Or markswoman.
Oh, right, that's a woman, isn't it?
Yeah, so he points out Lance Corporal Wright. He says, I knew she wasn't on it. She wasn't assigned to this detail.
Right. What do you mean? What do you know about her?
She was she's walking the perimeter of the Monaghan.
Okay, how long ago?
Oh, maybe 2-3 hours ago.
Right.
One of the Marines called it to my attention because he didn't recognize her.
And what did you do?
I spoke to the woman, spoke to the Marine, and well, she did a good job of convincing me that she was supposed to be there. Something about some late assignment.
Okay.
So she, I guess, is this the person? So this is one of the people. This is one of the AWOLs you're looking for.
It is, and I'll kind of say it in a almost sad, subdued tone. I'll say, I don't think I need to express the situation, Captain, that it's when any Marine displays behaviour like this, it's a sad day. We need to get these people back and find out what's been happening and see how far misguided they are. It looks bad.
So as you're talking, he puts his hand to his comms. He says, "You want me to have my men bring her in?"
No, don't spook her. But if you could locate her and give us the coordinates, I'll have my men go and apprehend her.
Okay, so he sort of like, you know, dips his chin, leans into his communication, and speaks to the squad that's guarding the frigate, asking them to get eyes on
Right.
on Wright.
Mm-hmm.
And then he straightens up as he takes his hand off the comms.
Mm-hmm. I'll say smoke.
No, I'm quitting.
Okay. I'll pull one out myself. Right.
And he continues to chew on this like mangled stub of this cigar.
Right. What do you think of all this shit? All dire things snafu.
So I'm following orders, Captain. Just like any good Marine. I'm not here to ask questions. I'm here to do as I'm here to follow orders. The sooner we follow orders, the sooner this job will be done, and we can get off this shit rock.
Amen to that.
Amen.
If he's not doing any more, I'll comlink the group. But I'm guessing as I'm doing that, the comlink comes through from Mason, or I'm not to do that.
Yeah, go on then. Yeah, why not?
Sergeant?
Sir, yeah, we're having a bit of drama with the security detail here. They're a bit, let's just say, overexcited. Over.
What the fuck has Dante done?
With respect, sir, he followed orders. These guys are quite amped up. I don't know what's going on, but if you could smooth the waters and get them to stop pointing rifles at us so we don't have to take action, it'd be much appreciated. Over.
Roger. Sit tight. Don't fucking move. We've got eyes on Wright. She's in the vicinity. Keep your weapons ready, your eyes peeled. Do not use lethal force unless in a corner.
Roger, Wilco out.
So Captain Durley says, I'll speak to the men in the hangar, and he gets on comms and gets his men to stand down.
Yeah.
And to offer their cooperation.
I'll say, if you don't mind, Captain, I'll join my men and try and keep a lid on it. I apologise for any rough housing. You know how it is. You know how the men get.
Tensions are high, Captain.
Exactly.
Tensions are
high. I'll offer unconventionally to shake his hand and say good luck.
You're both the same rank, so you'd have a...
Yeah, it is. I guess not. You know, normally it's courteous to salute still, innit? But you know, like you said, just like as an offer of more like just professional friendship, just like saying, you know, good luck with this detail.
Okay, he kind of hesitates a little bit, and then, you know, he takes chances. So these AWOLs, are they to do with this lockdown?
I doubt it, but you know as well as I do.
Know nothing. I know nothing. We're in the dark, as
Situation
always.
Normal.
He nods.
I know enough that I need to know.
and that's not part of my answers. So
I'll send word. I'll pass word once my men have got eyes on right.
yeah, if you could stress the need for them to cooperate, that would be much appreciated.
Yeah, I'll
Nobody wants-
I'll tell them to keep it casual, not to stay a distance, and not engage.
I meant between your men and mine.
Oh no, don't worry about that. That's that situation will be is resolved.
Cool.
So are you going back?
Yeah, I'll glance at Chaplin. Is he done what he's?
So Chaplin kind of looks over. Almost seems to sense you're looking at him, and he slowly looks over his shoulder. Says, "So I'll join you when I've finished here, Captain, if that's agreeable."
What is it exactly you're doing there, Chaplin?
As you instructed, sir. I'm checking communications, weather, flight control, flight reports. Is this not your orders, sir?
I'd given them the orders. Well,
yeah, I'll just blow smoke, carry on, and head down. Kind of like looking at away at him, like I'm not sure I fucking like you.
Okay, so he just turns back to what he's
yeah,
what he were doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so meanwhile, back in the hangar, there's some communication goes off between the sergeant and you don't know who, and he turns and says, "Okay, man, we've got orders from the we've got word from the captain. You can stand down. These are friendlies.
Right.
They're not insurgents in disguise."
Cool. Sergeant, word. And I sort of motion towards the door.
Right, he waves his men off to go back to the duties. Says, "Do you think your man can fix that door?"
Yeah, that's easy sorted out.
I get the welder out to weld it back up.
Okay. And is Zimski is he returning to the walkway? Oh, you're muted, Matt.
I don't think he left it.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's
So
kind
he
of
was
like
just
a
kind of
Mexican
standing there.
standoff. So
Yeah. It was just kind of, just waiting for this guy to make a move or something. So he just leans against the railing again, and he kind of does a little sweep, make sure his camera gets a nice view, across the hangar if he can. Doesn't even speak to the other Marine.
Yeah. So the other guy, he just kind of lowers his rifle, flicks the safety back on, and turns and clunks back down the walkway, down the steps.
Yeah. Do we recognize anybody in the crowd? Or is it going to take some crazy facial recognition software or something?
So you quite, I mean, there's quite a lot. I mean, there's literally hundreds of people here. They're just milling around really close quarters, and they're all, not all of them, but many of them are wearing hoods and scarves and coats with the heavy, thick coats with the collars turned up, obscure. So a lot of them, the features are almost completely obscured.
of course, bastard.
Like I said, there's aside from colonists, there's about 8 Marines and this sergeant. Couple of Marines have got resting easy with a couple of smart guns as well, and you can see you can give us an observation.
Ooh. That's not great, but it makes sense, I guess.
Yeah. So no, you can't. Yeah, it's impossible to pick any one person out, and you do wonder what good your like helmet cam footage is going to be. It's only kind of it's a low level camera. It's only really good for sort of close quarters.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I only really wanted to get out of the cold. So.
But you do, even from up here, you can almost, there's almost a palpable atmosphere of unrest amongst these colonists.
Okay. I kind of grip the railing. My hands kind of clench on the railing and then release and then clench again as he's looking down, surveying these things.
Cool. And what is Mason? What about Mason? What's Mason?
Well,
and
obviously, I'm motion for the sergeant.
Hammer. Hammer's with you, isn't he?
Yeah, Hammer's
and
with
Dante.
Yeah, I'm repairing the
Dante's
lock.
fixing the door.
Yep.
And a motion for the sergeant to come over. Just if you could just make sure you're happy with us.
Okay.
Apologies for that.
He steps away from looks Hammer over as he walks past.
I'm just kind of like looming in the background.
Yeah, he's good. His Hammer is good. If he's good at one thing, he's definitely good at looming in the background.
If we need to wipe out this crowd, well, you know me.
Yeah, I think Hammer could do it single-handed, to be honest.
Yep.
And not care. But yeah, so the sergeant comes over and says, "So, what's the story?"
Story is, I need to talk you outside.
Right, says, just a minute, let me get my coat. Fuck. Okay, so he retrieves a big jacket and then follows you outside. Are you just you and him going outside?
Yeah, because Majensky's still scanning. Hammer is staying by the door, just keeping an eye on things, because if something kicks off.
Okay, so you have to go out the main hangar doors by now, because as per orders, Dante has welded shut this side door by now.
That's fine. So as we're stepping out under the outside, just out of earshot of his Marines,
Okay.
I flicker the data pad and go, right, we have some dangerous individuals. AWOL, treasonous Marines. We've already got eyes on intel on one who's been sighted here. I show him a picture of the sniper.
Okay, says he looks and says, I don't know the face. Oh, we've lost. Have we lost Mark?
No, he's going to be right back.
No.
Okay. Says no. I don't know.
Well, this one's sighted. It's already infiltrated the guard around Monogam. Action's been taken now to locate, so we can take out. What about these ones? And I start showing the other Marines. Have you seen these?
Okay, so he takes a data pattern, takes a careful look, and then shakes his head. Says no. I don't recognize him.
All right. Obviously, we need to keep us under wraps, and the last thing we need to do is to be barging in and searching colonists. I'm sure you don't want a rat in your hands.
So that's the last thing we need.
Yeah. Hence the attempt at a stealthy entry, but fair play to you for being.
You could have. I would have more appreciated it more, Sergeant, if you'd approached me from the front. You could have. We could have dealt with this.
Problem
much
is with that they were inside of the colonists. Went for a more stealthy entry, but like I said, credit to you. Normally, people have these duties aren't exactly switched on, so it looks like I've got a good unit here. So that's heartening. At least these people are not to be messed with. They are extremely dangerous, and possibly working with insurgents and the enemy.
Says I can see that, and he taps points to the picture of Warchick. Says that's a Is that a Sin Eater's tattoo on her neck?
It is, yeah.
So that's some wet work people there.
Yeah, but like I said, one's confirmed already on the base. The other three were trying to.
You want to
look quietly.
keep an eye. You want eyes on eyes in the back of your head, Sergeant. I don't envy your job.
No, and I don't envy yours because you can feel the tension in there. That's a powder keg ready to go. They've picked for them the best place to come in to start anything. They'd have been off planet already if it wasn't for the lockdown. That was just a fortunate coincidence.
Yeah, I'd rather be on the front line than here. So, is there anything you need from me?
Keep your eyes open. I would advise that you operate in twos. Don't have any of your troops go off on their own. These people will not hesitate. They, like I said, they're already traitors. Keep safe. And
Understood.
We're on frequency 6. If you need if anything happens, shout out to me. We'll be right on task. Once again, apologies for stepping on your toes.
No matter. Here. Situation is resolved. Let's hope we all get off moon soon.
Yeah, indeed. This is not a good situation. Right. Good luck, Sergeant. We'll keep out of your way, but obviously in touch if anything occurs.
So are you wanting to?
I think we want to link up with the captain again and go over and then plan our next step, which in my opinion, would be searching the monogram.
Okay. So you're recalling your squad?
Yeah, I'll recall squad, and then we're heading over to the control tower to link up with the captain.
Okay. Well, shall we say that you bump into each other on like midway between the control tower and maybe at the bottom of the control tower. You all reconvene.
Okay. Right. So as we meet, then obviously say, Sergeant Mason, what's the sit rep?
Sit rep is very tense in that hangar, so good call. We didn't just barge in.
Hangar?
That is a powder keg ready to go. Marines on standby are actually alert for guard. People on guard duty. They are super wired. Yeah, I think anyone's just waiting for an excuse to start popping.
In hangar 2.
Hangar 2 haven't been to yet. Or unfortunately, trying to be discreet with hangar 1, not expecting such vigilance and, like I said, hyper alertness from a squad on guard duty. Held back, but Sergeant's been briefed to keep an eye out, not obviously all the details, just what he needs to know. And I've asked him to keep a squad together, not be sending anybody off on their own, because these are not detail people to mess with or take lightly.
So you're giving me half a story here, Sergeant. What the fuck's going on in hangar 1?
Well, hangar 1, we tried to infiltrate the side quietly, not get in by the main door to alert anyone to our presence. Like I said, they were hyper vigilant for a squad and guard duty. They are wired.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've fucking told you to go and ingratiate yourself with the Marines, not fucking break and enter. I'm not surprised you're not wearing a bunch of bullet holes. Fuck me. Right.
Apologies for that, sir.
Okay. Well, considering that that's smoothed out, we have reports, and I'll look around. I'll say we'll rendezvous in the APC. I'll bring it over. And we'll get on Comlink and we'll ask Iona, because I'll say we are out here and Wright is a sniper and we are sitting ducks right in the open here. So I'm going to call Iona and tell him to get the APC here now over to control tower.
Okay.
Okay.
So
And
yeah,
just
she
getting out at wind, I'll say move yourself to side of the hangar just to shield yourself from wind. Line your asses up.
So Iona confirms the order, and you can. A few moments later, you hear the growl of the APC's engine as it rounds the corner of Hangar 1 and pulls up between the control tower and Hangar 1. Just as it's pulling around the corner, you hear a loud shouting coming from Hangar 1.
Right.
Like the shout, loads, angry shouting of hundreds of voices.
Hundreds of voices.
Yeah.
Okay, guy. Okay, you dog faces, lock and load. Don't fucking run off.
At this point, you also hear that there's like a crackle from your comms, Captain Silver, and Captain Durlov comes over and says, "My men haven't been able to locate the target. There's no sign of him."
Again, can I do empathy on that to see how truthful that is?
You can, but you say you're going to have a penalty dice on that because you're doing it purely over comms.
Okay, so how do I do that?
If you
click empathy.
Right click empathy, and then there's base modifier, and you can put -1.
-1. Okay. Piss off.
Yeah, completely. Yeah.
That's a normal role for captain.
I think I'm going to push that one because I kind of want to know.
Okay.
I kind of want to know.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So. Yeah, you don't doubt the captain's word.
Right, he's truthful. They don't know.
I like I say, you can hear all this ruckus going off inside inside the hangar. Hangar 1.
How much of this ruckus sounds like gunfire?
Get me pulse rifle unslung.
What's that? Sorry.
How much of this ruckus sounds like gunfire?
None. It's just shouting. You can just hear like say it's you can just hear raised voices, and there's it must be loud, and because there's so many, like literally must be hundreds of people that you can hear them above the sounds of the wind that howls around the spaceport.
Right. Drop the fag, unsling the pulse rifle, tell everybody to get ready, and as captain is comlinking us to tell us that they don't know who it is. Say there's something going on in Hangar 1. What's happening, Captain?
Okay, there's a bit of a pause. There's a bit of an altercation with the colonists. It's my men have got it under control. I wouldn't worry yourselves over it.
I'm not going to respond as if like maybe there's static. If I can cut it off, cut it off.
Uh-huh.
And a good leader knows to trust the squad leaders of his men. So I'll look to Mason. I'll not say anything. I'll not ask you a question, but I'll look in a way like what do you think?
Could just be the colonists wind up, or somebody's trying to kick something off to create a diversion. I think maybe you should keep a distance, but keep an eye on that front door, see who tries to get through it.
I think we're in a dangerous position because, like I said, Wright is a sniper, and it could be anywhere up in that control tower, on the hangar, in the crowd, on the ship. We need to search this place.
Okay, at this point you hear a couple of shots, only a couple, and possibly warning shots coming from inside the hangar.
Okay.
It sounds like pulse rifle. Maybe yeah. It sounds like not pulse rifle. It sounds like maybe a small like a sidearm being
side arm. Right. I'm gonna say
if it's a smart gun, we'll just use a pulse weapon at the.
Yeah, pulse rifles and smart guns are distinctive, aren't they? You would know one's being fired.
Yeah. So you hear the crack of a sidearm being discharged a couple of times.
It's probably getting them under control.
I think we're going to have to we can't just stand here. We're independent of this chain of command. We're going to have to make sure for ourselves that this is right. So
it's only our problem if somebody comes through that hangar door, and if it's one of our people we're looking for. If they're in there, they're contained.
Yeah, but these assholes might shoot them. Our orders are to bring them back.
If possible.
Exactly.
What do you want us to do, sir? Do you want us to go in there and search every one of them? That's going to... Things are tense now, like I said.
Okay, so there is... again, there's the sound of angry voices. A mob. Sounds like an angry mob. It's like the volume is raised, and you suddenly see maybe half a dozen colonists suddenly appear from around the corner of the hangar, running towards the Monaghan. And as they run past, you see there's a sudden surge of a massive crowd seems to have broken out of the hangar, and hundreds of people just go surging towards the Monaghan.
What the fuck?
As they do, you hear shots ring out first, a couple of more sidearms, and then the burst of a pulse rifle.
It's getting tasty.
And you see a handful of colonists fall. The screams and shouting goes up. Some of the colonists stop, but the mass of them just continue surging towards the Monaghan.
Yeah,
and you can hear Captain Derleth screaming out over the comms, "Go, get this situation under fucking control, Marines!"
Right. Come on, Gyrenes, get your guns ready, arms ready, and they'll start yelling across the friggin' airport at these civilians, saying, "Stand down, get your arms up, and get on the floor, or we will fire upon you."
Okay, so the noise of the wind, the noise of this mob, the noise of pulse of gunfire. You highly doubt.
Are we in front of them, or have they got ahead of us?
So let me just close this so I can show you. So let's get the old drawing tools out. So you are kind of around. Can I draw? Can we draw? Oh dear, that's going to be haywire.
You can see my thing. We're kind of lined up at side of this hangar here.
Yeah. So I'll use. Let me use the pings instead. So you're kind of here, between the hangar and the control tower. The crowd came out from around here, and they're heading that way towards the. So the big, like I said, the front of them is just maybe about half a dozen or more people that maybe about 10 yards ahead of the like mass of the crowd.
Yeah.
And you can,
Right. So it's obvious that they're not listening into it as soon as like we're shouting that they're not listening.
Yeah, you can see the Marines from the front of Hangar 2 moving across, rushing across.
Yeah.
They've got the weapons down, but they seem they don't open fire. They seem unsure as to what to do.
Yeah.
Seem obviously probably reluctant to open fire on the colonists as the mass of them reach the front end of the Monaghan.
Well, I'm going to order Dante Hammer warning shots over their heads, and I'll radio to Iona to get that APC in now.
Okay, so like I said, the APC is here. She's parked up here already before this happens.
Right.
Tactical question, sir.
Hmm?
As we're more or less behind them, won't shooting at them just make them run faster?
Well,
good
theoretically,
observation.
but if somebody,
That's why I was hoping if we could light up the ground in front of them.
yeah, exactly. But theoretically, yes, but also theoretically, if somebody shoots over your head and you're yelling "stop," then you may be inclined to stop.
Herd mentality. I'll keep running.
Well, that's the order. Some warning shots.
Okay.
Just making a note that that's an order.
Okay, so is everybody complying with your captain's orders?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I just point it high up in air, though, not even anywhere near civilians, like way up into the sky.
Warning shots.
Yes, sir.
2 rounds.
What's the hull of the Monaghan made of?
Well, we're gonna probably blow the Monaghan up, to be honest. If this is because this looks like it's a diversion, so I'm suggesting that we'll try this. Then we're gonna have to.
I'm just wondering, isn't the smart gun's 10mm, isn't it?
Explosive tipped.
Yep.
It doesn't fire bullets. It fires light.
It's kind of like a Gauss kind of weapon.
Actually, who has flame units?
Yeah.
We're going to torch them.
I've got grenades, if that helps.
I mean, I've got an RPG if you want to go heavy.
Yeah, an RPG, even potentially. I mean, it's a frigate, so it's probably heavily armored. But a normal freighter, a pulse rifle could be potentially penetrate a hull.
I was just thinking, if the armor is thick enough, maybe a light show would slow them down if we shot off the side of the ship.
Well,
this is me being way smarter than my character should be.
I was going to say we can't stand here and debate it; they'll have flown off.
Okay, so the mass, about half of the mob is now sort of congregated around where the front, the aft and rear ramps are, but the ramps are up and closed.
Okay, I pull out my flame unit. I start spraying above their heads, so I use the flame unit and I just above their heads.
Okay, so you have to get closer for that. Obviously, the range of the
flame. Start as I'm going to them, and I'll do bursts.
Okay. And what about everybody else?
Well,
I'll just put a spray.
Dante's just firing shots into the air.
Following orders, I shall fire a short burst of smart gun fire into the air.
Okay.
Over the top of the Monaghan and over the top of the crowd.
Okay. And what about Zimjewski?
Oh, Feel the Dice, thanks for the raid. Appreciate it.
Shall we just call him Kipper? It'll be easier.
Zmajewski.
Zmajewski.
I think basically shoulders is smart gun. He starts striding over towards the crowd. As soon as he gets to the first person that is there, he's basically just going to grab them, give them a punch in the face, move into the next one, do the same thing.
Okay.
So
you're going to go like
back here. You're going to get mangled.
Okay, so I believe that's unarmed, which is very be a close combat, just basic close combat skill check.
Oh.
So you go
Oh,
striding
I didn't know I
over.
have to make skill checks.
That's it. It's scuppered.
Yeah. You're going to get owned by a colonist.
Yes, I am.
You picked on Bruce Lee.
Okay, so you maybe grab hold of one of the colonists, like punch, but like land a punch on him and knock him down to the floor easy enough.
Yeah.
Maybe the first
Get out of here.
Before you just like almost completely like you just hit by the stampede of the crowd. And knocked to the floor, along with you can see some of the other Marines from the hangar. Some of them have been the same things happen. They've just been completely overrun.
Okay.
And as you hit the floor, and the rest of you are like laying down suppressive fire or warning shots, suddenly parts of the crowd as well. They scare some quite. Certainly around the fringes of this crowd, they'll like hit the deck and their hands over their head and kind of stop what they're doing. But the mass of them are still surging and like kind of surging around the base of the Monham, when suddenly there's a massive explosion near the rear ramp that tears through this crowd of people, throwing bodies and parts of bodies over a wide area and completely destroying part of the rear, part of the stern end of the Monaghan. And people scream and scatter in a panic. Some running back towards and sort of what they deem as the safety of the Marines, and the Marines are like backing off, like taking cover, taking up defensive positions, train the weapons on the site of the explosion. But there must be 100 people or more just been totally just decimated, just wiped out.
No sympathy.
You can, I would say, you can all make a wits check as well. Every single one of you can make a wits check.
Oh my
God.
Wits check. No. Okay.
Does anybody pass?
Yeah.
No, what am I doing? Wrong dice.
Yeah, I did.
I got one.
You go home. Anybody else?
Yeah, one.
Yeah,
where to put my code sheet?
Nope.
Put it in there, I stress. That's good.
Okay, it's everybody. So it's just Dante and Zimjinski.
Well, he was in the middle of it. I mean,
Yep.
You probably not
made his way through a mob.
probably maybe
First
even
he was-
showered by the
first he was
by the
punching the crowd. Now he's
remnants.
wearing it.
remnants crowd. In fact, I think you can all add a stress for that.
Ooh.
But Zimjemski and Dante, you're familiar with like anti-terrorist operations that you've been deployed to in the past, and you recognise maybe it's something about the sound, the detonation, the start, the blast, or whatever it is. But this, you're pretty sure you'd probably stake your life on that was some kind of bomb vest, some like detonation, suicide bomb.
Suicide bomber, yeah.
Suicide bombers in.
What the fuck?
Okay. Right. I'm gonna say, Marines, come on, let's go. We need to secure this shit. Right? And I'll order you to like get over to the ship. The second bunch of Marines that's at Hangar 2 that are kind of milling about, trying to suppress and all that kind of stuff, try and shout to that sergeant there to get him to do crowd control and get that crowd back.
So this is probably a good point to point out that everybody comes with talents that are useful in your profession.
Yeah.
So, for instance, Captain Silver comes with Field Commander,
Does,
which
Gives
is
an
you can use a
orders.
command out that you can use command to give orders in combat in a fast action instead of a slow action. Things like that. Yeah. So you've got various abilities that can help you do things.
Yeah. So I
So it's
want
not to be
Charlie
ignored.
Squad to secure the ship, and this other squad to secure the colonists and get them away from the ship.
Okay, so you can get in. So can you give me a command roll, please, for Captain
Yeah.
Silver?
Yeah.
So you can hear Captain Derleth like shouting orders over the comms as well.
Yeah. By secure, I mean secure perimeter of the ship.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. So you quickly, with the help of with your own squad and the help of the other marine station, you quickly get this shit show under control and corral the now panicked and cowering colonists back in Hangar 1, of which there are now considerably less. There must be less than half of them that are uninjured.
Is there enough that they can line up against the walls of the hangar?
You could certainly line them up against the walls, yeah, if that's right.
Put them in stress positions against the walls.
Took a dark turn.
So bastards. Make them think about what they did.
Put them in stress positions.
I'll go and find a
then
few
flare
towels
them.
and a bucket of water, shall I?
We'll get round to that. Obviously, we've now got an excuse to actually look and make sure they're not who we're looking for. So let's get them in stress positions against the wall.
Well,
anyone that resists gets a bullet in them.
So I'm guessing we've secured the perimeter then. There's
nobody
around the perimeter or that. No.
So everybody that's not dead or rolling on the floor in agony, too injured to move, you have managed to corral back into the hangar.
Yeah.
With the help of the other Marines that are stationed here. So Moore is going around, or rather Mason is going around, lining people up against the wall, putting them in stress positions against the wall.
Pulling down any face.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Red legs, hands against the wall. I can pull any face coverings off.
Yep.
Don't. Let's go through it.
Absolutely.
I'm standing back a little bit, covering them with pulse rifle.
Yeah,
Am I standing next to Dante?
Yeah, same. We're out of the way.
Yeah. You think we should warn them?
No, hey, leave them to it. And I say it jokingly. I'm like, no, maybe we. No, I think we should. It's only going to get us in the shit.
Do you think maybe we should be standing on the other side of the AP?
I shout up to Captain. You might want to pay attention. We think one's got a suicide vest on. We think one went off in the crowd. There could be another potentially in here. You and Mason want to be going steady with us, getting too close to them. Any one of them could pull the trigger.
That's an excellent point, Private. I think that calls for yourself to secure these prisoners and make sure that none of them have vests on.
That ain't happening. I'm giving you information. That is not happening.
It's really cold outside, sir. I think it'd be a bad idea to take the vest off them.
I'll say it again. You will go and search these people and make sure none of them have incendiary devices on them. The rest of us will cover you.
I look at it and I'm like, negative. I'm not putting my life at risk for this shit.
Right. Okay.
Get Hammer to do it.
I will look at you in the eyes as I knee you in the groin.
You have to have a close combat roll on that.
Yeah, I'll close combat it.
Is Dante about to leave the game early?
I might because I will shoot him. There you go. No, I'm not even going to oppose it.
I could have to push that because I can't fail at that.
If you push it, though, there's a negative impact on pushing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is.
A safe face, though.
Yeah, exactly. Got it.
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to fail spectacularly.
I believe
you've got to fail an empathy check as well. So you've got to succeed, and then you've got to fail an empathy check to
off somebody.
Well, to off them, but surely to
ruin his chances of having children in the future.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to off anybody.
You're going to kick
I'm
him
not trying to damage anybody.
You're going to kill all of his future children.
Yeah. The prospect of future children. Yeah. From that point of view, I'm a mass murderer. I'm murdering millions.
I'm just gonna.
What are the child support laws in the alien universe? Let's be saving the government lots of money.
So I've just sent somebody a whisper just in case they might have missed something on their character sheet.
Oh.
Well, I'm gonna push the roll anyway because, like I say, I can't fail at it. I don't think.
So in chat, somebody. Oh. Okay. So you need to roll a panic. So panic condition: drop item, whether by stress or confusion. Realization you are all going to die. You drop a weapon or other important, and GM decides. Okay, so it doesn't cancel the action.
Yeah.
That's all right then. There we go. I'll have an opposed combat.
Oh yeah.
And make you look stupid. So as you get to knee me in the groin, then I just sidestep and you fall flat on your face.
Right. Right.
And I step away and I walk. I'll walk like 10-15 meters away from the crowd, out of the way. I'll still cover them.
Pardon me.
I'm just walking away.
I'm trying to figure out how to play this because it's just escalating.
Damn it! If you could re-roll that, you could have done something like he comes to knee you in the groin, and as he comes to knee you in the groin, he pulls the groin muscle. Falls over, clutching his thigh in pain.
No, I'm just. I mean, I'm just refusing to put my life on the line for some civilians for no reason. It serves no purpose for mission. It gains us nothing. It probably just kills us all when one of them vests goes off while we're all stood near it.
What you're doing by not doing that is putting us all in danger. You're being very, very selfish. You're the least Marine I've ever known. You're a prime example.
I can't hear you because I've walked away and you're face down in dirt.
Oh, I'm just yelling. At
It's a
prime example why your mother could get pregnant from anal sex. You're a pathetic excuse of a Marine.
Do you know that a soldier can refuse an order if he believes it is going to lead to his death?
Exactly, and that's what I'm doing.
No.
You have to
prove that, following that order will guaranteed kill everybody.
All right, then.
We've got body cams.
We've just seen
someone's just said, "Pardon me, sir. One of those guys might have a suicide vest," and you've gone, "All right, you check them."
Thank you, Hammer.
Yeah, but you can't do that. It's war. Well, go over that hill.
Right.
I'm not going over that hill. There might be people with rifles.
There's a bit of a difference.
You know what I mean?
Okay, then.
It's like, no.
Why don't we just shoot them?
That's the order.
That if
But
like
the order is just to shoot them.
But you don't. I don't have to follow it.
you do. You're a marine.
Or what? That's your answer. Is I've already made you look daft. You're always face down in dirt. I'm not putting my life.
I mean,
it's
I mean,
I'm going to point out
is that you're going to be
Silver does have the command ability, right?
He does, and I can still oppose it, and he's got to succeed.
Yeah. But
you failed, so
sure, yeah. Obviously, I can't carry on doing that. And I'm not, obviously, at the end of the day, it's a game, and I'm trying to keep going with the game.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a way around it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I look at you, I'd just shout back to you, go, I'd come up with another option that didn't involve killing your team, because that's not really good leadership.
Right.
Well, I look at Captain. Go, look, most leaders are supposed to inspire people, and they're supposed to lead.
Shut the fuck up, Dante. Shut up right now. Shut the fuck up.
Cool, I walk back to APC.
Hammer.
I make my way to the APC.
Hammer steps forward and lowers his smart gun at the crowd.
Show this son of it. Show this wank stain how to do it. Search these people. Make sure they've got no explosive devices that's going to kill us all. And goddamn mark this well. As soon as we get back to base, Dante is court-martialed, and I will have a personal interest in making sure he gets the worst.
I'm going to kill them.
Ever. He's going to be up against a firing squad. If it's my choice.
He's not listening. I open fire on the crowd.
Oh my god!
I am not risking my life to find some terrorists with a vest. If they're all suspected terrorists, kill the lot of them.
Yes,
I'm fucking in the crowd.
Hammer, you legend.
Are you up the Faraday?
Hammer, you legend. Love it.
I know.
It's a smart gun.
Has a code designator on you. It won't shoot you.
Right.
I'm sorry, but if it's a suspected terrorist, you pop them before they pull the wire.
What the
So rather than searching for incendiary devices, you're choosing to commit a war crime.
What's a war crime about? What's a war crime about defending my captain's life? Really? You want to do that? Really?
Wow.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so
pulling
first of all,
my
have I
finger
just
away
heard
from the
the...
trigger.
Obviously, I was in the middle
You are
of searching.
so...
Go on. No, talking on top of each other, please.
Oh, it's okay.
Okay, so I was in the middle of, while this is happening, I was pulling down face masks and going through the crowd. What the fuck have I just heard?
Well, you just... Well, you've heard and seen. You've heard the captain asking Dante to search for the vests. Dante knocked the captain to the floor, and then Hammer is just spinning up his smart rifle. Yeah.
Right. So, turning around, seeing that, I lift my pulse rifle, aim it at Hammer, and I'm going to shoot immediately.
Oh my god!
What? Oh my word!
What happened?
What has happened here?
I don't think I've ever been in a game where we've had a self-inflicted TPK. Unbelievable!
Wow.
So, what am I? Pulse rifle. Yeah.
Rifle isn't going to hit him, is it?
No.
Doesn't matter. I just did right, instantly reacting. So,
Wow.
Okay. Right.
What are we
Okay.
doing?
Wow.
So
Jesus.
Is he going to get the fire before me?
Yeah.
You both need to draw. Well,
How many weeks did you want this to last, Bill?
Sorry.
How many weeks did you want this to last? How many sessions was this going to go?
Oh my god!
Right. Okay. Oh Jesus Christ! Let me put some tokens on the thing that I can draw some initiatives from.
All I can think of is like I am trying to take down terrorists.
To protect the captain.
If a Marine is pulling a weapon on me, he must obviously be on the other side, because why would he pull a weapon on me?
Well, considering the fact we're searching for mutineers and now I'm seeing mutiny, right in front of me, two are going to die.
What
I
mutiny?
thought I was playing aliens.
What
it
mutiny?
turns out I'm playing paranoia.
Mutiny? This isn't mutiny. This is me following what it says in my character read up.
Right. Okay. So if you go to the crossroads, the combat tracker, you'll see a dice. If you want to roll a dice, press on thing, and it'll draw you an initiative card. Essentially.
Holy shit!
Right. Is that
Oh, this is
the character sheet?
No, on the combat
this
tracker, the two
is
cross
gonna go
sides.
terribly.
Oh, right. Yes.
Dante, if you've got Dante, Hammer, you've got overkill, haven't you?
I've got overkill and menacing.
So have I.
Yeah. If you are going to get in a gun battle, you want to use overkill.
And I believe lower cards go first in Alien.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. What is this that's going to me?
If you use overkill, you then any stress just if you.
Yeah. So instead of panic, instead of you can basically. Yeah. Instead of. Yeah, you can keep attacking instead of a panic roll that would stop you from that would cancel your action doesn't cancel.
No, I was going to say I thought actually I had to fail a panic roll to use overkill.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
You can't roll. You can't roll panic if you're on.
So
overkill.
you are just opening up on the crowd, aren't you?
I'm just taking the crowd down.
Yeah, the suspected terrorists. Okay, I'm not going to ask you to roll for damage or anything. They're all like stationary targets. They've been sort of put up against the wall. So yeah, Hammer just shreds the remaining colonists. But I think everybody can have a panic, a stress for that.
Yeah, I'm making a sanity roll.
Right, just before Mason.
Apart from Hammer.
Just before Mason fires,
PC.
I pull my gun up, turn around, and start to walk away. If he wants to shoot me, he can shoot me in the back.
Hold on, this has happened simultaneously, isn't it?
Not simultaneously. He acts.
I'm doing it for role-playing purposes.
Yeah. So yeah. So Hammer shreds the colonists that they've got painted to go. You can. So yeah, you can. It's your turn to act then, Mason.
Okay. So if that's the case, saying I'm going up against a spear weapon, I'm launching a grenade at him.
Oh, holy shit! What?
That's not just going to hit me. That's going to hit everybody.
You're going to kill
2 rounds on him. No, 2 rounds with a pulse rifle. So
you're going to kill Captain and.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Pulse
I
rifle.
told him that really.
Okay. So I shall point out at this point. So initiating player versus player will turn your character into an NPC once this situation is resolved.
Yeah.
Well, there's not. I've got a lunatic mowing down.
No, I'm not deterring you. I'm just.
justified my reasons.
He has to die. You can't have people and before turning into an NPC, we're basically going to need 3 new character sheets. Sorry. When we were having our discussion about aliens, I take back my comments about them not being a crack unit.
Oh God! I used to
Obviously, I didn't realize. Obviously, I forgot that it's the USMC, so we're playing at a really low bar.
Come on! You're firing your pulse rifle. So give us a ranged attack.
Oh wow!
Okay, so it's a ranged attack with pulse rifle. So that does 2 damage. You've got 2 extra successes. So if you look at your character sheet,
4 damage.
Skills and this, if you where is it? Range combat. So if you right click on the left click on the spanners, it tells you what you can use your extra successes for. So you can, for each one, you can inflict 1 extra point of damage. You can choose that multiple times. You can pin down your enemy, which forces them to make an immediate panic roll. You can position yourself and get to exchange your initiative score with your enemy, taking the effect next turn. Force your target to drop a weapon or other handheld object. You choose which, or your opponent falls to the ground or is pushed back, for example. So you can spend. So you've hit him for 2 damage. You've got so you can choose whether to spend those 2 successes on more damage or one of those effects.
Oh, more damage! I want to kill him. At the end of the day, he's dead.
So okay, so that you want to turn that into 4 damage. So okay, so Hammer, you have got some armor. If you look on your general sheet, general tab of your sheet on the left-hand side, the bottom left-hand side, there is armor. So if you just click on armor, that will roll your 6 armor dice. Every success will cancel a point of damage.
Armor.
Very bottom. Well, there you go. That's all right.
Okay, so 2 damage penetrate your armor. So at the top, you've got your health, so you can minus two. Okay, so damage to your health when your health is reduced. It's not serious injury. It's kind of like cuts, bruises, sort of not serious. So basically, it's done. It's hurt. Some of it's penetrated the armor enough to like lower the health, but it's not. There's no like serious gunshot wounds or anything like that. It's cuts, bruises, contusions, all that kind of thing. It's only when you
take a pulse rifle, not a Nerf gun with me.
Yeah. Well, luckily, you're wearing looking around. So when your health is reduced to 0, that is when you say that's when the enough damage is the damage actually penetrates the armor to do serious damage, and that's when you'll get a critical. So at the point it's doing the impact's doing it's more so the health stat is more stamina than like actual health.
Oh, I get it. I've only got one thing to say.
Go on.
Possible terrorist threat terminated, Captain. And I will sling my gun.
Like it.
So yeah, the shots penetrate the armor enough to hurt, but not cause critical serious injury.
I have no notion what this pain thing is.
Legend.
Okay, so how are you resolving this?
Phil, if you've got any ideas, tell me.
There's only one way. When you put rounds into people, they'll have to go down. So obviously my target has not went down yet.
Oh dear God!
If you want to kill me, you can do it without there being a gun in my hand.
That suits me perfectly
which
fine.
means I will not be. Which means I will not be fighting back. This is blue on blue.
Cool. Then stand still, like put one on your head. Don't move. This might sting.
Okay.
And really, you're gonna keep shooting? You're gonna keep shooting him? That's ridiculous.
You're next. I don't know what you're laughing about.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
Do you know what? As we had this thing at the beginning, there were 4 traitors. I think there were 5. Because why else would he be shooting on his own squad?
I know.
Not my squad.
Come on, Captain. You're in charge. Make a call.
I mean, you can stop it. Like, you could quite easily
Hang
stop
on,
it.
how's this all happen? Like, is this all bullet time and slow time? Like, what the fuck?
How can I stop it? You won't listen to what I'm saying.
You can use manipulation. Manipulation is basically.
I mean, you do know there's like aliens in this game.
Doesn't command mean that somebody has to follow your orders if they're insubordinate? If you make the roll,
if you're successful, yeah.
Yeah. Even a player character, they have to follow your orders. So I mean, there's always that as an option.
I mean, you're going to struggle to play it with like one player this game. or to struggle to get out at first act.
Well, we know I've just saved everybody's lives.
Yeah, I'm on your side, Hammer.
The only way we don't know that is when we like go through the pile of goo and see if any of them was wearing a bomb vest. But being the fact that none of them blew up, I'm guessing none of them were.
No, nobody blew up. No.
There we
go.
go.
So without a roll, I'm just yelling for everybody to goddamn it, cease fire, stop.
Yeah.
And if people aren't gonna stop, then I'll do a manipulation roll.
Can I? Is there any chance that I can have an extra action for role-playing purposes?
To do what?
To hit the quick release on my smart gun so it drops to the ground.
You just can anyway. You don't need an action.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
No,
in that case,
yeah.
In that case,
I would say at the most that would be a fast action, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Drop the smart gun and raise my hands, surrendering.
Right. So is everybody stopping? Right. What the fuck is going on here? What the fuck is happening? What the fuck into your head, Hammer?
I just saved your life,
Captain. What are you
Captain.
doing? You've just wiped out a bunch of fucking colonists.
Saving your life, Captain.
So the other Marines are kind of like from the other company, from the other contingent. They're kind of stood around. Some of them just don't really know what to do. Some of them have got their rifles trained on you. The sergeant's like, Fuck, Captain Silver, what's going on?
Fuck it. Right.
Men, stand down! Stand down!
You grab Hammer's smart gun.
I'll step forward. I'll step forward and grab Hammer's smart gun off the ground.
Yeah.
Do you want to grab the small arm at the hip as well?
Well, I'm gonna reach down and
it'd be good if you took that as well.
And go to pull the gun out. I'm kind of gonna get a little bit in Hammer's face as I do this, and just look at him straight in the face and just go, "You prick."
Yeah, do that. On some more grunts to search the dead colonists.
Yeah.
Make sure that there's no frigging explosives.
You missed the word massive before prick.
You are a massive prick.
Thank you. I get it from my father.
Okay.
Will somebody search these goddamn colonists for explosives?
What, you want to search the goo?
Right, well,
some of the other grunts.
Well, someone will probably search them now they're dead because no one was willing to search them while they were alive. So this was the only answer to that situation, unless you wanted a possible terrorist on the run.
Didn't have a dead man's handle or something.
yeah.
Okay, that was interesting.
I'm just following modern military procedure. I've got the handbook right here.
Okay.
If you can't ascertain the safety of a civilian,
get our guys back to the APC. If I'm presuming none of the fugitives are in that massacred pile of corpses.
Why are you gonna? Right. Okay. I think I need to check a bit. So, right.
What massacre?
Gather yourself.
Do you think that's a good
Colonel, here's an arm. Hang on a minute. I've got an idiot somewhere.
Let's see what
we've taken fingerprints. We had to search for them.
Oh, look, a tooth.
So
it's part of a dental record. It'll be fine.
None of these colonists are carrying any sign of a bomb vest, explosive belt, or even any kind of sidearm.
How do we know that if no one's willing to search them?
It takes
in the middle of searching them.
Yeah, we're going through the paste right now.
Yeah, it takes some time to ascertain this. So there's only one person. So you don't find a body, but you find remnants of like a bomb vest, like trace of explosives, near the detonation site. So clearly there was at least one terrorist insurgent amongst the crowd who seems to have achieved their objective. They've disabled the Monham is going nowhere without extensive repairs. So there is a lot of radio chatter after this. After this several hours that you spent cleaning up this mess. It's only through the intervention of Colonel Mayers that most of your unit isn't thrown in the brig back in Fort Nebraska.
I ain't scared of the brig.
And there are some incredibly disgruntled colonial marines. You certainly made some new enemies, not friends, by the time that you were escorted from the spaceport.
Yeah.
A mark has been, no doubt, been placed on all of your records. And Captain Silver, you're the commanding officer, so you receive a rather extensive drawn out dressing down, verbal
Yeah.
dressing down from Colonel Mayers to get your shit in order.
Yeah, obviously don't say anything. Take it.
And it is, like I say, this takes several hours to sort out. So it is well past mid afternoon by the time you finally manage to extricate yourselves from this fucking pile of shit that you have dove headfirst into.
Why are we wasting our time on this? Let's just go and find those traitors.
So as the APC is driving out the front gates, you realise Chaplin isn't on board, and he comes trotting up and raps on the side of the APC with the butt of the rifle that he carries that he doesn't use, and then climbs on board and quietly takes a seat. He doesn't pass any comment. He just sits down as the APC drives away from the spaceport.
Right. So we're driving away. We've had a dressing down. Okay. So we're right.
Has anyone got any paint?
So all bridges have now been burned.
Yeah.
I think Sarah Jane deserves a few kill markers.
Yeah. Who doesn't? Yeah.
So see what I suppose this incident does tell you one thing: how important this mission is that you're being given. How important this mission is to Colonel Mayers. The fact that he's
We're not in jail.
Yes.
Yeah.
So while you're driving away, Chaplin turns to you and says, "Oh, and Captain, the weather station is tracking an inbound blizzard, which should break in the next 6 to 8 hours. There's no record of any potential insurgents leaving the spaceport by any of the ships that got out before lockdown."
That's really useful, Chaplain. Do you think you might have been able to have fucking told us before we instigated a massacre?
I didn't want to interrupt, sir. There is limited movement in the system. 2 cornstoggers on patrol above the moon, as well as a bison freighter loading at counterweight station.
So
other than that, it seems pretty quiet.
Could there be extractions for this team? Not this team. The team we're hunting.
No, Captain. I believe they're involved in. There was a skeleton fleet that has been left to guard the moon while the rest of the bulk of the troops head to Cygnus 61. So I turns around as like, whoo. Where to now, Captain?
Right. Take us towards the Oblivion. We're gonna have to fucking work together here. Because whichever way you look at it, Dante, whether you want to follow my orders or not, the bottom line is that we've seen these people are trying to stop everybody getting off, and they don't give a shit about killing civilians. If you value anything about a Marine, then if you're not following orders for me, do it for the fucking security of this planet and the safety of these people, these sad bastard people.
I'll do it for myself, thanks.
I don't care how you do it. Just fucking work together. Because while we're arguing, these are doing whatever they want, blowing up people and stealing God knows what away from the United States Marine Corps.
Sorry, Captain. Are we talking about the terrorists or are we talking about Hammer right now?
I'm not even sure anymore.
If it was in character, which it isn't, Hammer would totally be in the back of the APC making victory signs with his fingers. But it's not in character, so he isn't, you know.
The best we have no more leads. Whatever leads we had up there have been incinerated. We're gonna have to try the other part, the Oblivion, see what we can pick up from there.
Hey, on the plus side, Captain, maybe these traitors will probably think we're on their side now.
I will smirk at it and say, "You're goddamn right."
Why am I being picked on for following military doctrine?
Well,
Are these guys soldiers, or are they just like civvies pretending?
I'm
to
with
be
you,
soldiers?
Hammer. I'm quite in awe of what you did there. I'm like, right to the eye.
One, two. It's like what? It's like I've never heard. I can imagine them mincing around the parade ground. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm in the Marine Corps. Hand on hip, other hand waving in the air.
Absolutely.
We're Marines. Man up.
Okay.
Apart from the ladies, they can lady up. I'm digging a hole there, so I'm going to shut up.
I'm just looking at my pulse rifle going, why doesn't this thing work? I'm food stripping my pulse rifle while this is going on, wondering why what the hell.
It's all right. The problem is you shot low and the bullets bounced off my solid steel balls.
You'll be glad of that. How good the armor is.
It's not that good.
In defense of what I did, it does say psychotic on my character sheet.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. You see, so I am
absolutely. You're playing it stellarly, as well as Andy. Wow.
No, Andy's not role playing. This is just Andy every game. Andy has one character, and it's
I'm just trying to stay alive.
Just me.
I'm trying to keep.
I gotta say, I'm just really, really glad that I didn't choose Silver as a character.
Yeah,
sorry, Lee.
My goals have changed. My agenda is stay above the rank of private. Yeah.
That's when the xenomorphs are running.
Failing horribly.
That's when the xenomorphs will pop up and go, no, I'd start scattered away.
Yeah.
When it all works out, we'll be heroes.
Didn't realize this was an episode of the Dirty Dozen. I didn't realize that was a setup here.
It is very much like the Dirty Dozen, yeah. But I don't think any of them were that psychotic.
No.
It was just got a bunch of misfits. I'm like, right then. In Vietnam,
Apocalypse Now.
Okay.
Going to the pub.
Yeah.
Going to the pub. I'm kind of dreading this.
Yeah. Might be some civilians there too.
Yeah. On that, Phil, I need to get up.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It is 11 o'clock.
Isn't it?
You can order me to stay in the APC when we get to the pub, but that does put me in charge of the force cannon.
Yeah. So let's leave you en route to the Eye of Oblivion. There's not some irony in the name of that bar at all, is there?
Or so he thinks.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Eventful.
For a most fun session.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rather insane.
Didn't play
I'm going to go and take some medication.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, in my darkest thoughts, I thought, we could put him in warehouse and set a fire to it, but I never acted on it.
Well, I have done nothing wrong.
No, very true.
Mm.
You acted in the interest of the colonial marines. Absolutely.
Dear me.
You shot a load of civilians in the back.
I'd have thought about it
Yeah.
twice if I remembered that one of
And
our
then
Royal Marines was
got
actually
the hump.
standing in the group. I forgot all about that.
Got the hump because he got shot in return for being a lunatic. Actually got offended. That's just...
Yeah, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, one of
Wow.
the most insane sessions I've been in, I think. Wow.
I mean,
Welcome to this group.
to
yeah.
quote
I'm
old
just being
Will Ferrell, I mean, that escalated quickly.
Yeah.
no one was willing to do anything.
Wow.
The cohesion of the group was falling to pieces. Names were being called. Knees were missing nuts. I mean, it's what else? So any of those people could have exploded at any time. So I made sure they all exploded at once. Don't laugh. It's serious business.
Like it.
Jesus
dear.
Christ.
Wow.
Right.
Oh,
Right, folks, thanks for everybody for tuning in and watching.
Well,
Lunacy.
It's an absolute car crash.
It's like it's
Yeah, really sorry, Phil.
no.
Want to start again?
Is this where we're leaving
I'm
the
not-
account
I'm
happen?
Yeah, yeah.
You wake up
I'm
from
not
gonna
cryo
go
sleep.
stream.
You get
Yeah.
ready to
I'm not going to be
orders.
invited next time. Am I?
Yeah,
I just had the weirdest dream.
it's just like somebody walking into the middle of the group and just drop.
Yeah.
we wake up from cryo next week.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
this
Tatter's the
horrible
king.
nightmare.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, Tatter's the king every time we went back 2 hours.
yeah.
Yeah, you wake up from
Wow.
cryo sleep, having this horrible nightmare, and only to see Hammer standing over you all.
Yeah.
Hammer is sitting in the corner, licking his smart gun.
No. It's back.
Oh,
Right, folks.
Pilot, we've got Sorcerer tomorrow.
yeah.
And
Right.
we will be back for this in 2 weeks' time. Obviously, just easy to say, keep up to date with the channel, do the typey clicky things. Until next time, keep it creepy, keep it horrific.